All right, let's get down to last night's game. I'm going to start with this one because there's a lot to say about this. Cowboys beat the Buccaneers 31-14. And let's get on my solo screen. What we witnessed last night, I'm going to say it here, was the subsequent end of the GOAT. The downfall and subsequent end of the greatest quarterback and potentially the greatest player of all time. Physically this year, his yards per attempt were 31st out of 33 qualified quarterbacks in the league. His yards per completion, 32nd out of 33 qualified quarterbacks in the league. He had his lowest QBR of his career, 52.5. Scale of 0 to 100, that's barely average, barely above average. His red zone percentage, 22nd. His third down percentage, 21st. His drives ending in a score, 25th. He averaged, I believe, 14 points less than he did last year. He averaged less points than the Bears. Quick trivia. Where's the Bears draft pick this year? It's first. They're picking first this year. The truth is, Tom Brady's physicality will never leave him because take a look at Michael Vick. He can still run 4.5, 4.6. Terrell Owens is still asking Jerry Jones if he can make a comeback in his middle-aged years. So the physical part of Tom Brady will still always be there. He can still sling the ball. We saw it in the Panthers game. We saw it on a deep pass to Julio Jones. Physically, he'll still be there. This year, we saw something that we've seen a little bit of over the past 2 years, but this year it has really come to fruition, and that's the mental part of football. Mentally, he's not there anymore. He's significantly more frustrated every single game, yelling at his teammates, getting angry. He's more paranoid in the pocket. 1, 2, balls in the dirt. We saw it in this game. He doesn't have what was amazing about Tom Brady was that he wasn't mobile, but in the pocket, he was like an ice skater, dancing around, pirouetting around defenders, and able to make the good throw. This year, it's backing up, side, going down, balls in the dirt. He's overthinking plays. Step to his left, in the dirt. Step to his right, overthrow. I believe it was the first throw of the game, completely overthrown. And this is a quarterback that has 35 playoff wins. I believe the same amount as the Cowboys in their franchise history. So mentally, Brady's not there anymore. Brady's at a point in his career where he can't take an Edelman, Amendola, a Malcolm Mitchell, a Deion Branch, a Jabbar Gaffney, a David Gibbons. Can't take these players that were wide receiver 2s, 3s on average on most teams, most great teams, most Super Bowl winning teams, and make them winners. Chris Hogan's another one of them. Danny Amendola. Can't take these guys who are wide receiver 2s and 3s and make them into Super Bowl champs and have them look really good when winning. He needs help. That's why at age 41 or 42, 43 actually, he went to the team who the previous year had the number 1 ranked receiver in Chris Godwin. He went to a team with a 6'5" Mike Evans, who is like his 5th highest touchdown catcher in Brady's career. He brought Gronk out of retirement. He went out, got AB. He went out, got Leonard Fournette, and won a Super Bowl in the process of it. Had the number 1 ranked O-line in 2020. Then, the next year, AB goes haywire. Doesn't have him for the postseason. Gronk ended up retiring this year, but was still there last year. The offensive line gets hurt. Tristan Wirfs goes down. Is a shell of himself, I think, against the Rams in the playoff game. And up losing. Going to this year, Ryan Jensen gets hurt. He gets divorced. He loses 2 of his All-Pro and Pro Bowl linemen, Ali Marpet to retirement, and Alex Kappa went to the Bengals. He got divorced, like I said, and we saw it this year. Brady completely fell apart mentally. He just didn't have it anymore. Physically, I'm never going to argue Brady doesn't have it because that's just not true. Once again, Terrell Owens at age I think he's nearing 60. Still trying to get into the NFL again. Still trying to make a comeback. So, this is the thing with Brady. This was the end. This was the end. Brady said a while ago, 45 was the year he's going to end it. Then he changed it, or maybe it was originally when he can't lead a team to a championship anymore? Well, this game was all on Brady's shoulders. He threw it 66 times. And that's a feat at age 45. That's incredibly impressive. Still being able to sling it at age 45. He only had 35 completions, though, on 66 attempts. It's almost 50%. He didn't look good doing it. He tried to throw away a ball in the end zone and ended up throwing his first pick in the red zone as a Buccaneer. Yikes. And that was a very catchable ball. It didn't look like a throwaway. Even the announcers were saying, is that supposed to be a throwaway, or was he trying to find someone open? Nope, they said in the post-game conference that that was supposed to be a throwaway. And here's another thing. This was Tom Brady post-game.
I just want to say thank you guys for everything this year. I really appreciate all your effort, and I know it's hard for you guys too. It's hard for us players to make it through, and you guys got a tough job, and I appreciate all that you guys do to cover us and everyone who watches and is a big fan of the sport. We're very grateful for everyone's support, and hopefully, I love this organization. It's a great place to be, and thank you everybody for welcoming me, all you regulars, and just very grateful for the respect, and I hope I gave the same thing back to you guys. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That does not look like someone who is A, staying on the Bucs, and B, sounds like he wants to play in the NFL. He already said he's going to take it day by day by day. And maybe Brady will take it day by day by day. But I think he might look back at this year, looking at film of this year, and be like, man, only 5 years ago I was able to make that throw. 2 years ago I was able to make that read. 10 years ago I would have been quicker. Mentally, Brady's not there. Physically, he can still throw the ball 60 yards in the air. But it's my little monologue. I just don't think Brady's there. And I've been saying this. We've been talking about Dolphins. Oh, the Dolphins. Oh, go back to the Patriots. Oh, the 49ers. Oh, the Raiders look like a great chance. And while we engage in the conversation, I'm going to bring you in now. I always said it was always about if he was actually going to play. I don't think he will. I'm going to bring you in. What was your reaction to the Cowboys' dominant win and the Bucs' ultimate collapse?
Well, I think I am impressed with your analysis. I think it's quite comprehensive, and you make some very good points. I do think that the Bucs were not the team this year that they've been the last 2 years. Their offensive line was much weaker than it's been, and there's a lot more pressure on Brady this year than there's ever been, which I think resulted in a lot of those throws into the dirt. And we know that the one way that you can beat a Tom Brady team is to put a lot of pressure on him, and that happened to him almost every game this year. So I think that had a lot to do with his some of those stats that you outlined there. He did have overall a pretty good season in terms of yardage and number of touchdowns and interception ratio, all that. I think he very serviceable. Most any team would want him. I think I'd still want him. So I don't think he's going to retire. I've said that repeatedly here when we've talked about it. I do think that he's best opportunity is either the Raiders or the Dolphins. I think the Raiders because of Josh McDaniel, and I think the Dolphins because of his family living in Florida. So we'll see what happens. And he didn't say much about what his plans are going to be.
He said good night's sleep. That's what he's going to focus on.
Yeah, good night's sleep. And I'm sure he's very disappointed they lost that game. The Cowboys' defense was too much for the Bucs' offense, and they had no running game. They haven't had a running game all year, and that's why he had the most attempts in the history of the game and the most completions in the history of the game this year, because he was the one player they had on offense, and they did have some decent wide receivers, so that's what they played. And they're going to fire Brian Leftwich.
Supposedly, reportedly.
They are their offensive coordinator, and I guess that says something about how they think about that offense.
Yeah. I will say this about this season. It was a season of a lot of firsts with Brady. At 45, he still has some firsts. He was finally able to beat the Saints in the regular season as a Buccaneer. Twice. Finally able to beat the Rams in the regular season. Finally as a Buccaneer. And you know what? There was some firsts on the bad side, too. First time losing to the Cowboys.
First time with a losing season.
First time, I think, losing to the Falcons. First time with the losing season. This was his worst record of his career. Worst record of his career.
Yeah.
And Brady was the player and couldn't lead this team to a victory. Brady needs here's the thing. Brady needs so much good receivers, and not even good receivers. Receivers that could just get separation. You need a phenomenal offensive line. And you need a solid running game just so Brady can do play action. Most, if not all...
That's what most teams need.
Here's the thing. If a team has that, right, they already have the quarterback figured out. When they have most, if not all of those things, they have the quarterback set. You know why? They're probably still in the playoffs right now. Or they were just on the brink of playoff contention. So he's looking at teams like the Jets need a quarterback. The Titans need a quarterback. Depending on what Aaron Rodgers decides, the Packers might need a quarterback. The Raiders might need a quarterback. Teams that have certain aspects of that, they just don't have the full package that Brady wants. Or actually, at this point, Brady needs. So, should he come back?
You don't think the Dolphins have what they need?
I think they're sticking with Tua. I think they're sticking with Tua.
I mean, they have a decent running back, right? They have great wide receivers, right?
Yep.
They have a good defense. The defense is good. Look at the game they gave the Bills this weekend, right?
They gave up 34 points.
Yeah. Well, I think they've been decent this year. I think they have most of what Brady'd be looking for.
I just don't know.
Tyreek Hill
would be great, but
Jalen Waddle.
Hey, those are two great receivers.
Gronk out of retirement as a tight end.
I'm not gonna.
You might have a few questions about their head coach, man. That guy, he's having a hard time following the plays. That's for sure. He should have had that down. He should have known what he was doing there.
Yeah,
that was a mistake. So but I would say that's the main reason I think the Raiders have the inside track to get him if he plays again next year, and I think he's probably going to.
I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't, because he gave up on the commitment last February. He announced his retirement, saying, "I will not make the commitment to football anymore." That was already in his mind, and most people who have already retired say, if you're thinking of retiring, you're already done.
Yeah.
And Brady he was going to sit back and think, am I really going to take 6 months of my life to put up a lot of yards and have a losing record? Do I want that again?
Yeah.
Do I want to go to a team and learn a brand new offense? I'm going to be 46 years old. Here's the crazy thing.
He wouldn't have to do that if he went to the Raiders.
Here's the crazy thing. Here's something that he may need to do with the Raiders. Football is a collision sport, not a contact sport. A step above that, a collision sport. Brady's too afraid to even get touched. How can you be good in a collision sport if you don't want to be hit? We saw that all this year.
He's a pretty tough guy. He's taken a lot of hits over the years.
And at 45, he can't take any hits. That's the thing. I said this. I tweeted this at the very beginning of the game when I saw Brady backpedal and throw right into the dirt. If these quarterbacks here, these quarterbacks in the playoffs, and even quarterbacks that have been great, when they need to win, they stay in the pocket, they step into their throws, they make the throw, and take the hit. Brady will not take any hits this season. And when he does, he complains about it, whines about it. And even then, he became a soccer player. He tried to slide tackle, I believe, off an interception. So, Brady mentally
So you think he's
there.
done?
I think he's done.
Okay, well, he has a good job to go to if he wants to quit.
10 years, $375 for it works as a Fox lead analyst. And I mean, I said this. I don't know when I said it this year, though. This was Brady's last year. Of course it would be. I think I said when Brady came back, this would probably be his last year. Because at this point, what team would want to sign him to a 1-year, 2-year deal for him? Like, you would need so many pieces. You need to maybe change your future plans to accommodate what Brady may bring you.
Yeah, well.
Because there's no team, like the Buccaneers were a great team and were just missing a quarterback. They had the wide receivers. They had an okay running game. They had a great rushing defense. A super young passing defense. A great O-line. They needed a guy who didn't turn the ball over 35 times. That's where Brady came in. What I can't see a team that's just a quarterback away. I can't. The Raiders need a defense. That's one thing.
You don't think the Jets are a team that are just a quarterback away?
You need one more running back. You need to shore up the offensive line.
But they have the guy that got hurt. He'll be coming back.
You need another running. You need a running back too.
But that Robinson, they traded for him. He's a decent running back.
He did okay. He didn't do anything spectacular. You need one more running back. You need an upgraded offensive line, a healthier offensive line.
Well, they could do that in the draft.
And you need another tight end. You need some pieces on the offense.
Gronk will be the guy.
Gronk said he was already going to the Bills, supposedly. He talked to the Bills this offseason and was about to go there. He just didn't want to make the commitment. That's what he said. That's what he said. He was almost a Buffalo Bill.
I think if the opportunity to play in New York, maybe he'd come out. Opportunity to play for Josh McDaniel again with Brady, he might come out.
Right. I can't see it. I can't see it.